Oh, hey there. It's that time again to take a very cynical look back at the NXT on the wrestling show.
And a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3. Lip really loves wrestling. He likes to talk about it too. If you like to watch wrestling like he do, come and join us on the wrestling show. On the wrestling show. On the wrestling show. Oh, baby.
Webbo. Welcome to the Wrestling Show. I'm your most fickle host, Lip Hazlewood, and this is a very cynical look back at the latest episode of Representing the WWE and live from the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. It's the NXT. Air date, September the 19th, 2023. This episode is, of course, The Road to No Mercy. No mercy! Now, before we dive into the show, just a quick shout out to the non-competitors. That's right, they are the glue that holds the building together. The foundation, if you will. Now, usually, haven't seen him in a long time. It's the man who makes all the decisions in the NXT. Of course, he hasn't been seen in a long time. But we all know him. He's the one who decides who keeps the belts and, who has to... Anyways, the man in charge, it's Shawn Michaels. Next, getting all backstage scoops and the pre-match interviews. They are the team of, Mackenzie Mitchell and Kelly Kincaid. And of course... going into the ring, letting everybody know who's about to fight and the results of such matches. We got ourselves Alicia Taylor, and last but certainly not least, it's the commentary crew. It's the play-by-play guys, the hosts, and I call them the narrators of the damn show. They are the team of the two-time Hall of Famer, and a man with the champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Shucky ducky, quack quack. It's a Booker T. And backing up Booker. And as usual, he's very reliable. He is the voice of reason. He is Vic Joseph. Now, without any further ado-dos, let's get on with the show. And we start off the show with the very brand spanking new NXT Women's Champion. But no, not new at wrestling. She's been in there for 10 plus years. A decade of the man, Becky Lynch. No, she's in there, and she's got some big-time nursery rhymes. Now she's back in the developmental league there, taking over. And she's doing, she's basically what Natalia accused Becky Lynch of being, It's like, well, you're taking opportunity away from other upstarts. Well, it's absolutely true. There's no better way of explaining this. Is true. And Becky Lynch, she is the women's champion. She's taking opportunities away. And, of course, she calls out, Tiffany MoonStratton, your former women's champion. Incredible athlete. I think she's the top-notch athlete in the NXT right now. She's, one hell of a talent. And so she comes out there because now Becky Lynch, she gives her some flowers, saying about their wrestling abilities. But then she quickly goes to and calls her an idiot and an asshole. Yeah. Resorting to name-calling Becky Lynch. You're an idiot. You're an idiot and an asshole. Really? Come on now. So Tiffany MoonStratton comes out there and she proclaims herself the future of wrestling. And I don't doubt that at all. Tiffany MoonStratton's young. She's intelligent. she's got a mind for wrestling, and she's fearless. I mean, she's an all-around wrestler. You know, she's still young. She's got a lot to learn. You know, but she can put the match together. She knows how to fight. She's got some good moves. I believe in Stratton. I am Stratton-fied. If that's a real thing. It is now. Ha ha ha! Hoo hoo! Shut up! So here we go. Now, Miss Becky Lynch calls Tiffany Stratton two things. One, she calls him. She says she's not hungry enough. She calls Tiffany Stratton not hungry enough. Well, you know what? There's a lot of women right now who hasn't got the championship one time. Not one time. A lot of the women in the NXT. And you call her not hungry? Well, she was damn hungry enough to get the belt for the first time. You know, she already won the belt. She was hungry enough. So that's ridiculous. And then she says she's entitled. Really? Tiffany Stratton? You know, somehow I don't think so. I think you're just judging a book by its cover. She's absolutely gorgeous, so you'd think the world is given to her on a platter. But what if it wasn't? I think she worked very hard for what she got. It's true. I'm assuming these things because looks like she's worked her body out to be an absolute steel, you know, to be indestructible. The Temple of Doom. Anyways, regardless. So Tiffany Stratton, well, she starts talking back, you know. She starts saying that, you know what, Becky? If it weren't for me, you wouldn't even be here. You wouldn't be here, and not at all. Me calling you out, yeah. If that didn't happen, you'd be going on your merry way. You know, scoping out the retirement homes, looking for Hall of Famers to beat. You know. So yeah, it was pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. And then Becky Lynch, she's like, well, you know, if you wrestle better than you can talk. It's like, really, I think she just squashed you a little bit there on the microphone, Becky Lynch. All you can say, what? She's an idiot now. She's still an idiot. Is she really still an idiot after crushing you so badly? Anyways, so Becky Lynch had no more words, and she decided to fight. Because you know what? When you got no more words, it's time to fight. Because if your ego is crushed and you can't defend yourself verbally, you use your fists, Lily. And she did. Becky Lynch started attacking Tiffany Stratton, you know. And then, of course, to Tiffany Stratton's aid, because Kiana James, you know, get this crazy woman off, you know, Tiffany Stratton. You know, because she can't verbally joust with the best in the business. Tiffany Stratton. So yeah, it's 2-on-1. You know, but you know, Becky was asking for it. If she didn't have that sneak attack, maybe this would never have happened. The sucker punch, I should say. Anyways, I believe Stratton brought a chair into the ring there, and she tried to use on Becky. Becky managed to turn things around, and I guess Stratton and you know, Kiana James decided to take a powder. But you know what? They laid their beating on Becky Lynch, and she's all fuming mad. You know, all 98 pounds of Becky Lynch, all fuming mad. So after that, we got ourselves a little bit of the Tony D'Angelo and Ma'am Standing Stacks Lorenzo. Standing Stacks Lorenzo. And they're talking about, well, these guys, they're the NXT Tag Team Champions. And these guys have really been doing nothing for months, perhaps. It feels like months. But these guys barely fight. And I think the last time they fought was against, with the Dyads. The Dyads. You know, Jagger Reed and Rip Fuller. Who are now no longer. I don't think they're even part of the NXT anymore. It's true. So anyway, yeah. So it's now who's going to be next. And they got like 4 other tag teams that's in lineup for the tag team championships. So I guess it's going to be between them. Between them! Anyways, moving on next. Doesn't really matter, I suppose. The tag team division in the WWE in general. The entirety of WWE. NXT, SmackDown, and Raw. Tag team division just crapola. Crapola. Maybe 2024, they're gonna put together a proper tag team. But then again, thinking that the WWE will actually have a solid tag team division. It's like hoping that the Toronto Maple Leafs will win the Stanley Cup again. We all hope. At least a lot of us do. Anyways, up next we got ourselves a little bit Dragunov with Mackenzie Mitchell. You know, and the whole thing is about the rematch against Carmelo Hayes at No Mercy. So it comes down to Dragunov saying that at the Great American Bash, I will crush. Basically, he wants to finish what he started at at No Mercy. He wants to crush Carmelo Hayes because he wants to finish what he started at the Great American Bash. That's right. That's what I meant to say. Coming up at No Mercy. So yeah, he's looking to finish the thing, and I think this at No Mercy. I truly think so. It's going to be a new champion, Ilya Dragunov. Now, this scenario seems like it played out before with Ilya Dragunov, except it's with formerly known as Walter, now known as Gunther, in the NXT UK, when Walter was the number 1 guy and he was number 2. They fought. They had a huge battle just like now. And then eventually, Dragunov became the champion of the UK. And I think this is his time to shine, to be the champion, because I think Ilya Dragunov is truly a talented son of a bitch. I mean, he's a gatekeeper of the NXT right now, I think. Because if you can go toe-to-toe with Ilya Dragunov, you belong in the NXT. That's the standard that should be set in NXT, Anyways, he's looking forward to some Carmelo Hayes over at No Mercy. And then, now here's another thing. Becky Lynch then decides, like, are you done? Are you done now? Not only taking the women's time and stepping on the women's division by taking over herself. Someone's been in the business for over a decade. Takes Ilya Dragunov's airtime. Dragunov's like, well, have it. I'm out of here. Well, anyway, so she's so she's so piping mad. Piping mad. So she challenges both Tiffany MoonStratton and Kiana James into a handicap match. She's putting herself into a deficit. So either I don't know, how is she going to possibly make the women's division look good by squashing two top talents in the NXT? Setting the division back by a bit, I think. Anyways, we'll see what transpires at the main event, because she challenges for a main event match. Okay, so next up we got ourselves a little bit of the the metaphor. And I guess this time it's a literal metaphor, because they're dressed as the the Matrix or the Metatrix. So they're all they're here for the whole night. I mean, the metaphor, they barely fight. Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend, they haven't really seen action really at all for months. I mean, I assumed, being part of Metaphor, they'd all have more, they're under a good tutelage of Noam Dar, because he's straight up a great wrestler, great mic skills, straight up. I mean, they have not even, come on now. I mean, unless, of course, they're just practicing backstage, but they haven't really shown her what they can do in the ring. Oro Menza, now and then, he puts on a banger, but really, he rarely fights. And Lash Legend and, Jakara Jackson, they barely fight either. Noam Dar, he's happy not to fight. 5 weeks off! Ah, yes! I don't have to fight for 5 weeks! Don't have to do it! No! He literally dancing his way. Like, literally. It's like a free ride now, for wrestlers, champions, taking months off. Roman Reigns, months off. It's ridiculous. Anyways, Noam Dar and the Metaphor are planning to watch the whole show in their Matrix Lounge. So it's going to be fun. Totally fun. It's going to be totally fun, man. So the first match It's we got ourselves a from representing the Brawling Brutes. It's Butch, and then it's versus his old friend from the UK days. It's Tyler Bate. Oh, I'm Tyler Bate. The Swami himself. This match was pretty. It was good. This match was fun. It was a really good fun match. You know, it had all the cliches. There was about 11. It was almost they almost went full distance in this match, meaning that there's a 12-minute, time span on this match. Then it goes to then it becomes an automatic draw if no one becomes a winner. So this match almost the distance, but it came to a conclusion. Now, like I say, this match was went both ways. You know, they both took advantage. Now Tyler Bate, he just went all out. Second rope suplex, baby. He said, if the girls can do it, so can I. He second rope suplexes the hell out of Pete Dunne. They go, show ya. Hope you're not too hurt. And then, Tyler Bate gets this. It's questionable. I think it's dangerous. It's very dangerous if you don't know how to take a bump. I suppose it's like a dragon suplex. You know, where it's a full Nelson and you suplex a person on a full Nelson, and that you land right off the bat as in the high on the shoulders and lower on your neck and high shoulders. So it's pretty dangerous. Now Kenny Omega, he has a version. He calls it the it's a dragon suplex, but whipping dragon suplex, but it's not a suplex at all. He's just basically falling backwards, and so yeah, a real dragon suplex. It can. I'm not sure. That's crazy. It's craziness. Anyways, the match goes on. No one gets hurt there. Now it gets fun. Like I say, this match was fun because lo and behold, it's Pete Dunne with the Tyler Driver 97 on Tyler Bate. So Tyler takes his own move, finishing move, but he kicks out. It's all right. It's all right. And then, lo and behold, like 2 moves later, roles are switched again, and it's Tyler Bate with the bitter end. The bitter end. But here we go. Tyler Bate goes for the floating boy, the twisting, the corkscrew senton. He does. It's insane. It's really beautiful, actually. The nothing but knees, nothing but knees. And then it's Butch taking over with one massive bitter end. Whammo! But it wasn't the end. Not quite the bitter end. And then he changes it to, they call it the better end. The better end, which is basically, he sets up just like the, the bitter end with the, what's that, the, well, regardless, he picked the gut wrench style, he picks you up just like the bitter end. But it ends up with just, it's a pile driver, a form of a pile driver, like a Michinoku style. It's like a weird pile driver. The safest pile driver you'll ever see. But it's a big up and down move, And that's how Butch beats Tyler Bate in this match. 1, 2, 3, it's over. So, in winner of Group A, it is Butch moving on. Representing Group A with 5 points. Tyler Bate just missing out with 1 point behind at 4 points. Axiom with just 1 point. Now, it's crazy now. Axiom, he just had 2 matches. And Charlie Dempsey only had 2 matches. Charlie Dempsey lost both matches. But, Tyler Bate and Butch, they both had 3 matches. 3 matches. So is that fair? It's not quite fair. But it is what it is. Not fair is what NXT really goes through. A lot of not unfair things goes on in the NXT. One proof is here. There's other reasons too coming up shortly. So now we go backstage. Not backstage. We have a vignette. It's a Thea Hale with a JC Jane with the makeover at the Ashley Snell collection, with the Ashley Snell collection. We're going to see the new Thea Hale, baby. So I guess this is outside look. She's going through some couple of looks. The old dressed in red. some sort of red velvet type thing, just too lacy on the old Thea. So she changes a couple of times, going for the all leather look, and the leather agrees with Thea. So Thea is going with all black leather, I guess. But what is her ring gear gonna look like? I know Thea Hale knows how to bring together a great ring gear, because her Chase U ring gear was excellent. I can only imagine what her new ring gear is going to look like, because one thing she, like I say, her ring gear is always top notch. Moving on to going into the ring there with the Global Heritage International, tournament, and it's Group B this time. It's representing Chase U. It's Duke Hudson versus representing the GALLAS boys. It's Joe Coffie, and with the Chase U, it's Andre Chase, alongside with Duke Hudson, and accompanying Joe Coffie is the rest of GALLAS. Joe Coffie's brother, Marcus Coffie, and Marcus's buddy and tag team partner, Wolfgang. Wolfgang looking like little bees out there, buzzing around like little bees, buzzing around, little black and yellow striped buzzards, buzzing and buzzing. And of course, the match. It's Joe Coffie. He's got little big man syndrome. He's not very big. I mean, he's built for his size. He's not very big in stature, but he's got put on a lot of stuff. He's put on a lot of stuff there. But when you look at Joe Coffie by himself, he's like, wow, that's a big guy. But put him against Duke Hudson, who's actually a really big guy. It's like, oh, who's that child next to Duke Hudson? It's true. Anyways, this match here, they went Big E style. It's weird, like Big E does, like big men slapping meat in the ring there, just hitting each other, just going head first into each other, slamming into each other. It's like, that's crazy, until of course the inevitable happens. Duke Hudson runs right over Joe Coffie. Now this match here was about almost 4 minutes long. 4 minutes long. Very fast. Duke Hudson had his moments with the Chase U, But Joe Coffie, oh my goodness. He's got this one, now they're doing the new move in the WWE. It seems like everybody's doing it. It's the drop kick. It's the missile drop kick. You take a back bump drop kick off the top rope. It's off the top rope. A lot of them's doing top rope. But it's they're getting big air. And Joe Coffie this time with his massive top rope drop kick. Very impressive. Get some serious height off that. Just knocking, Duke Hudson right off his feet. Right off his feet. And then it's Joe Coffie's number one move. It's Becky Lynch's number one move as well. It's straight out of My Cousin Vinny. It's it's a Joe Pesci punch. My Cousin Vinny punch. It's hilarious. It's the My Cousin Vinny. He calls it the glass cow send off, but it's really the My Cousin Vinny. So it's hilarious. So he thinks My Cousin Vinny Duke Hudson, but it's hilarious. Duke Hudson's so big. Looks like it was an offensive move. Looks like he just crushed in the skull of Joe Coffie. But Duke Hudson takes a fall backwards a little bit, And basically what happens after that, Joe Coffie goes for a his lariat. He does a spinning lariat. He tries to spin lariat Duke Hudson. Duke Hudson spins around him, goes behind him with a quick schoolboy roll up. A schoolboy. These schoolboys, Duke Hudson schoolboys, Joe Coffie. Mm-hmm. And wins the match. And so it is said, whoever loses with the schoolboy or any roll up, it's the backwoods, basically takes it in the rear, because that's the most embarrassing way to lose. Humiliating way. Anyways. So now we have going on now. Duke Hudson said he was going to win this match and become the spoiler. The spoiler. Because if Joe Coffie won, he would have been easily going to the next round. But now, out of the 4, Akira Tozawa not winning a single match, having 3 chances. 3. Losing all 3 times. Akira. Well, he's the meme. He's the meme. And of course, it's Joe Coffie, Nathan Frazier, Duke Hudson, all with 4 points, all winning 2 matches, all losing 1 match. It's true. So, on we go. We find out that we got Bo back there with Kelly Kincaid. She's there with Nathan Frazier. And Nathan's like, "Oh, I'm so excited about this. And no more opportunity to get in there. Yes, I can win this match. I can become the new #1 contender." He's all excited, happy. He's like, "Oh, I can't wait till next week." And Kelly's like, "It's not going to happen next week. It's going to happen tonight." He's like, "Oh, shnikes. I better get my ring gear on. Ho, ho." So off he goes. So next up, we got our big match. It's Roxanne Perez versus Lola Vice. Now, Lola Vice, she is the crowd favorite. You know, Roxanne Perez, she usually is a crowd favorite. She's the face. She's a baby face in this match here. I think Roxanne Perez, she's an architect of wrestling. She knows how to put a match together. She's a great wrestler. Only thing she's got against her is her stature. She's just very small, very, very small. But she's got a great mind for wrestling. And what this match? This match was okay. It was okay. It wasn't great. Lola Vice, like I say, they weren't cheering Roxanne tonight. They're all cheering Lola. Lola, 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 Lola. Now, Roxanne Perez, she did everything she did with this. She's going with the Cody Rhodes school of wrestling. The old, when Lola turned things around, she pushed Roxanne off the ropes, in which she dragged herself off, she draped herself over the top rope there, giving herself some injury to her arm. Oh, my arm, damn it. Now I gotta, overcome my arm injury and then beat you. So 2 obstacles, baby. But that makes good wrestling. I'm just a cynic. So Roxanne fights through it with a beautiful Fez press on, Lola. But Lola, here's the funny thing. At the end of the sequence of the match, Lola, she's going for either the bell lock, Rings of Saturn, but she's going for some sort of some sort of submission hold. And she's not quite getting it. I'm not sure what she's trying to do, really. I mean, it would seem that what she's going for is the positions they're in. But she starts flapping around, for something. And then it's Roxanne Perez thinking on her feet, rolling her up with the 1, 2, 3 roll up. That's right. Another person taking it in the rear. It's Lola Vice. That's right. Not quite the typical, backwoods roll up, schoolgirl or, inside cradle. But nevertheless, so there is a roll up that happened. And Lola Vice loses. Moving on, we have a vignette. It's with, I believe it's Eddie Thorpe. He's back there in his own stomping grounds, is mourning his tree that Dijak whipped with his belt. He took his belt off and whipped a tree. He's like, "Oh, tree, I will mourn you. I will exact my revenge. Tree!" The segment was exactly like that, I promise you. And then he basically challenging Dijak to another match. So will Dijak beat Eddie Thorpe in another match, in a match of his choosing, which is a strap match? They're going to be strapped together so they can whip each other senseless with the strap that's holding them together. Will it be fun? Who knows? Well, it's going to be, I think it's interesting anyways, because Eddie Thorpe, he does so his matches, Like he brought back the the NXT's no ropes thing nonsense. Anyways, regardless, moving on. We go backstage with some Becky Lynch and Roxanne Perez. Roxanne's like, "Hey, listen, I understand you got a handicap match coming up there, and I'm here to give you my assistance. I would love to help you, Becky Lynch. I would love to help you." She's like, No, don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. You might be she said, the man versus the prodigy and the prodigy versus them two. No, never. Okay, she never said that. But she said, "Your arm. You better not risk your arm. Your arm." So yeah, she Becky Lynch straight up rejects, Roxanne Perez to be her partner. I think even one-armed Roxanne Perez is better than nobody. Anyways, Becky Lynch is a proof of point, I suppose. Moving on. It is a big match. It's champion versus champion. The Judgment Day's Dominic Mysterio without Rhea Ripley. She's still injured, in quotes, by the Nia Jax. Now, here we go. This is Judgment Day's Dominic Mysterio, who is the current North American champion, versus the current NXT World Champion, Carmelo Hayes. Now, this had the greatest match ever written all over it. These both competitors are top-notch competitors. There's nothing that can stop this match from being the greatest, but it wasn't. This was just a lot of, potential. A lot of potential. Now, why do I say that? Why am I so damn cynical? Now, the biggest thing there, biggest telltale sign things are going wrong, is watching the match, ringside, it's Ilya Dragunov. Ilya Dragunov has eventual match, his match with, Carmelo Hayes coming up at the No Mercy. So I guess he's here to scope out to what Carmelo Hayes can do. I mean, they fought before. He knows exactly what Carmelo Hayes can do. So I figured, when I saw Dragunov with no reason to be there, I'm thinking, something's gonna happen, and it did. And we'll get to that soon. Now, the match was very interesting because the new thing for the NXT referees is they're taking their hints from John Cena when he was referee, like, hands on! Right off the bat. It's Carmelo Hayes gets Dominic on the corner, and right off the bat, it's the referee shoulder tackling Carmelo Hayes off of Dominic. Really? I mean, what happened to the listen to my commands? If you don't, you're disqualified, and then start to count. Let them know what you're gonna. You know what? Who am I? I'm not a referee telling these guys how to referee. Clearly, they don't know what they're doing. So anyways, Dominic Mysterio turns things around because of that referee's fine work. Eventually, 619's the right way onto Carmelo's face, Now, Carmelo turns things around again, too. He gets the old, his finisher, the lung blower, the old, the recoil, or the, some might call it the code breaker, onto Dominic Mysterio. And that basically sets up the nothing but net leg drop from the top rope. Now, here's where it gets weird. I'm thinking, well, what's going on? So Carmelo Hayes climbs up the top rope, but before he can get to the top, he slips. He slips off the top, but Dominic was there just after he slipped and made a push motion. But he was already off. He was already off those ropes. Was he tired? What happened? Did he get to getting wobbly legs at this point of the match? It wasn't very long a match. The whole match was about almost 10 minutes, 9.5 minutes. But anyways, he falls to the ground there. Dominic Mysterio follows him, and this is where the hilarious part ensues. The hilarity, I just laughed out loud. Because they were fighting outside there. And then, Dominic wanted to throw Carmelo Hayes. And then Carmelo Hayes turns things around and, lawn darts pretty much throws Dominic right in to Dragunov. Minding his own. Oh! It was hilarious, crushing Dragunov onto the ground. To make things more hilarious, it's like Dominic slingshots Carmelo Hayes into Dragunov again. Whoa! Why? It's hilarious. So he's becoming like the Mad Dragon, literally, again. I'm so angry. So then, to top that off, it gets even more hilarious. Because Dominic, he throws in Carmelo Hayes in the ring there. And then he turns around to face Dragunov. And then bitch slaps him. That's all I can say. He just slaps the shit out of Dragunov. Just one massive slap to the face. It was hilarious. And he goes to the ring there. Dragunov's all angry. His borscht is just boiling over. And then he comes in, and then attacks both Carmelo and, Dominic Mysterio. And that's match ended there with a double DQ or something like that because he didn't really attack anybody first. So it's just it's over. It's over. And well, Dragunov had the last laugh against Dominic Mysterio. He just gives you a full beating, and his famous. I call it the the missionary style, a punch, where he lays down on top of you with that big forearm to the head. So yeah, Dominic Mysterio. I wonder what Rhea Ripley's gonna think. Oh boy, Willikers! Buddy, have you seen this one here? Oh, I certainly have. That's conversations you'd be having. Word for word. Anyway, so yeah. Ilya Dragunov upset with Dominic Mysterio. And then, of course, this is where it gets interesting. After that, Dragunov is going for his Torpedo Moscow. I call it the Torpedo Stupido because when he's doing his flying headbutt, he doesn't know where he's going. That's why he's like a stupid person here. Oh, don't get in my way! So then he's going for his Torpedo Moscow onto Dominic, and I think this is what happened. Carmelo Hayes saves Dominic Mysterio by pushing him out of the way. And he gets torpedoed in the face. But they're saying Dominic pulled him in. I don't think so. Dominic was saved by Carmelo Hayes because Dominic is one of the greats. Anyways, while Dominic Mysterio is just making his way to the back, surprise, 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 a sneak attack. It's a Dragon Lee. He was taking some sort of roosh to get the belt with a big old kick to the face. Can you believe it? What a cheap shot. And where's Mustafa to stop this from happening? Nowhere. So yeah, Dragon Lee puts up the belt like, I'm going to be champion next. Next week on Monday Night Raw. I'm not in a hurry. I'm in a rush. Okay, so, and then we go backstage. It's really, oh my goodness, it is hilarious. It is Ava and Joe Gacy confronting now Ava and Joe Gacy. They're, I guess, no longer two roots, uprooted and took off. The dyads gone. So now there are two roots. That was ridiculous. So, I guess Joe Gacy and Ava, they need more people in their skiz. And Trick Williams, I guess it's like Ava's like talking about, so you leaving Carmelo Hayes behind? It's like, what? What are you talking about? I mean, Carmelo Hayes no one left Carmelo Hayes behind. Carmelo Hayes needed to be to set his own legacy on his own. He didn't want no asterisk marks next to his victories like Roman Reigns does. So yeah, it's like the loneliness is all over you. He says the loneliness is all over you, and what's that? Trick's like, that's not loneliness, that's olive oil. It was hilarious banter. Well, you know what? Joe thinks he and Trick Williams have something in common. People leaving, or him. Now, Trick Williams left Carmelo Hayes. That's what they're going for, and it's not like Joe Gacy and Ava left. Kicked or left the group of. It's ridiculous. So whatever he's trying to connect the dots with him and Trick Williams is absolutely nonsense. So regardless, Ava and Grand Theft Gacy, they just want to have three roots now. Even though what's happening with the Schism? I thought they had a bunch of these, minions with those dumb masks. I mean, they could easily. I thought there's so many roots. It's so dumb. The Schism. Regardless, I've talked way too much over the group. So now next up, we got ourselves a pep talk. Andre Chase giving the Andre pep talk of his life to Duke Hudson. Duke's all tired. That guy was tough. That guy, Joe Gacy's tough. He's a brick shithouse, I tell ya. Anyways, he gives a pep talk, and Duke Hudson's ready to rock and roll, become the MVP, and the spoiler yet again. And we go there with that to, Mackenzie Mitchell. Mackenzie Mitchell's with a little bit of the Hank Walker and Tank, Tank Ledger. Could they be legitimate brothers, relatives? Who knows? But they're looking forward to doing something because they haven't really been doing anything in the NXT. I mean, the tag team matches, I don't know. They haven't really been doing much but talk. So what are they going to do? I don't know. Do they have potential? Not really. Next up, we go to a big match. It is a three-man. It's a triple threat match. It is a Global Heritage International triple threat match to be the number one in the Heritage Cup for Group B. Now, here's the thing. There's no time limit. Because if there were, it would go to a draw. No one would win. It would be ridiculous. And so, what's going to happen? It is Nathan Frazier versus representing the GALLAS. It's Joe Coffie. And then with, of course, his boys beside him, of Marcus Coffie and Wolfgang. And then we got Chase U, Duke Hudson's, and then Andre Chase backing him. So this match was about, it was close to 9 minutes. Close to 9 minutes. This was a lot of fun. Triple threat matches, they're a lot of fun. A lot of action when it's done right. I mean, it can be over choreographed, so it can look really cheesy. Or it can look really natural, but you know what? It's tough to make a triple threat look really natural. But we had some big moments. We got Nathan Frazier with a massive tope suicida. Just crushing Duke and Joe Coffie. Joe Coffie, oh my goodness. He was so proud of what he was doing. He was grabbing. Now, it's a good thing there's no disqualifications in this match because he grabbed Duke Hudson. He pulled him. He made him scissor the ring post. And he pulled him taut. And he pulled him through, with his leg on the, pulling him in with the leg on the old ring post itself and yanking him in there, just tongue wagging like, I'm having the time of my life. I love crashing people. I can do this in my sleep. Yep. This is a moment Joe Coffey's been thinking about a long time. I can't wait till I crotch somebody and pull the groin into the thing. Okay, I'm done. Okay, so after that, we got ourselves a moment where Joe Coffey tried to do a lariat thing onto, Nathan Frazier, but somehow it's again, Duke Hudson goes for a roll-up, but this time the roll-up didn't happen. So we move on. Joe Coffey does his, My Cousin Vinny, the old Glasgow send-off. He tried to do it to Nathan Frazier, but he gets caught in the face with this spin kick, baby. It was hilarious to see. I laughed out loud, basically. But then after that, we got ourselves one sick-ass move. Duke Hudson, doing it properly this time. He's outside the ring. Now, last time he was inside the ring. He jumps outside the ring to jump back inside the ring. It was weird. So this time he's outside the ring. He jumps into the ring, into the back, gets the back of Nathan Frazier, and then with one badass, hugely badass German suplex, German release suplex, just throws Nathan Frazier almost out of his boots. Nathan Frazier does like almost a full 360 in the air, lands on his belly. But man, he gave him a flip for a lifetime. It was craziness. Very impressive move. And then that goes the, I guess you can call it a black hole slam, maybe. Duke Hudson spinning the hell out of Nathan Frazier, landing down with the sidewalk slam. Thinks it's over, but no. Then we got ourselves a one. Now, Nathan Frazier, he's got this thing, but they had this big spot here. You would think it's going to be start off as a powerbomb, but Nathan Frazier spins it around with a, I guess you can call it a Frankensteiner, a legitimate Frankensteiner. Now, I guess I'm not sure how. Duke Hudson took a massive bump here. Beautiful, beautiful bump right on top of his head, and he took a flop downwards there. So that was the beginning and the end. It's over for Duke Hudson there. That bump there was it. But it's Nathan Frazier. He goes off the top rope with a Phoenix Splash, a perfect Phoenix Splash, squashing Duke Hudson even more. But before he can finish it, Nathan Frazier is picked up by Joe Coffey, thrown out the ring, knocked out the ring, finished for him. It's done for Nathan Frazier. Inside the ring, Duke Hudson's picked up. Now, he could have just laid on top of Duke Hudson and that was it. Finished. But no, he goes for his spinning lariat. His twirling lariat, they call it. The twirling lariat. The twirly boy. So he does a twirling lariat, and it's hilarious because it looked like he hit a truck. Looks like, Joe Coffie just ran right into a truck. But Duke Hudson fell down there, and that was it for the match. Over. Hey, moving on. So it's going to be Joe Coffie versus Butch of the Brawling Brutes to move on to fight Noam Dar. So who's going to be? Who will Noam Dar end up defending his title against? Butch or Joe Coffie? So could Joe Coffie be the next Heritage Cup winner? I don't know. I mean, what is the Heritage Cup these days anyway? Do people even care if they're the champion or not besides Noam Dar? I don't think so. I just don't. Anyways, next up, we got ourselves a controversy. It's Mackenzie Mitchell with Mustafa Ali. Now, Mustafa Ali's perplexed of what just happened, what's going on. Now, Mustafa Ali, he won a match, which makes him the number one contender. He beat Dragon Lee fair and square, even though the count was... It doesn't matter. He beat Dragon Lee with the match that Dominic Mysterio personally refereed. He won. He is the next person in line for the... the North American Championship belt. But, however, on Raw, it was Dragon Lee getting an opportunity for Mustafa Ali. So Mustafa's like, well, something's got to be done. So yeah, I think on Monday, Mustafa Ali will be there. So yeah. So I'm pretty sure, Dominic Mysterio will continue being the belt champion. If Rhea Ripley's not there, we got ourselves a backup for Rhea, and it is Mustafa. Okay, moving on. We go backstage. It's basically, Tiffany Stratton and Kiana James are getting on the same page over the fact that they might not be on the same page with each other. They might not like each other too much, but they hate Becky Lynch just as much as each other. So, like they say, an enemy of an enemy is a friend. So, they are friends. They're trying to get together. And then we go backstage. Again, except this time it's with, Fallon Henley and Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen talking a little bit about that guy that with no, talk about, you got to give him a chance. I can't remember his name. He's with the, Joe Gates is with Drew Gulak. Anyways, doesn't really matter. So anyway, it's not about that. It's not about what's happening with their fourth member, that possibly Fallon Henley thinks there's going to be a fourth member. But it's all about, I guess, Baron Corbin. He's upset with I just can't get a proper massage with you guys all yelling and screaming out here. Coming out there, Yeah, it looks like Corbin's been hitting the gym, hitting those weights. Not bad, good. I mean, he's working on himself. But that's all the better for everybody who's going to be beating him in the NXT. So I can see this happening. It's Josh Briggs. He's like, hey, you know what? You talk about everybody in the NXT being soft. Well, look who's getting massage. You. That's right, that's me. So I think, of course, it's going to be Josh Briggs versus Baron Corbin. It's going to be a barn burner. It's a knuckle duster. I'm pretty sure these guys. I mean, I haven't seen. Josh Briggs hasn't been in the ring for a long time as a tag team. It's on its own, but as a singles competitor, Josh Briggs is a big guy. He's a big man. He's one of the big men, and he hasn't been doing anything as of late. Nothing. So it'll be good to see some Josh Briggs bring the thunder. So moving on, we go to our main event match. It's supposed to be a handicap match. By her champion, Becky Lynch herself. She wants to humiliate Kiana James and, Tiffany Stratton. But they won't have it because before the match starts, it's a 2-on-1 attack from behind before the match starts. They fight for about maybe minute 40 minutes, minute and a half about there, a 2-on-1. They fight and they take it to the ring there until, of course, this is when you think Roxanne Perez would come to the ring there. It's like, you know what? This is where I can take my chance. This is where I take my opportunity and come and help Becky Lynch anyways. I think I'm good enough to go. She's worried about my shoulder. I think my shoulder's good. I think I'm going to go to help now. But nope. She doesn't. She drops the ball. Coming to the ring is number 3, I think, in the women's, best wrestlers in the women's division in the NXT. I think it's Tiffany Stratton's number 1. Roxanne Perez is number 2. And Lyra Valkyria is number 3. That's what I think. But that's my opinion, though. So Lyra Valkyria comes down there and helps out some Becky Lynch. And then the referee decides, you know what? This makes sense. I'm going to take it upon my shoulders, a lonely referee who's got no pull besides calling a match. I'm going to make this a tag team match. And since Shawn Michaels is not there, he can't say, oh, no, you don't. Let me look at you with my good eye. So, yeah, it becomes a 2-on-2. And then that's when, I guess, Tiffany and Kiana just decided to leave. That's it. Whatever. We're going. And they're brought back to the ring. And the fight continues again. Now, we got the first tag in with Lyra Valkyria. Not even close to the tag rope. The only tag that didn't really use the tag rope at all. It was laughable. And when the referee made it happen, he should have said, rope, rope. So he doesn't look like an idiot. But the referee looked like a complete fool. A complete fool. Now, Becky Lynch, she's full of, she's real go-getter in the ring there, rambunctious. She hustles a lot, and it's hilarious. They do a double team move, her and Valkyria, and Becky Lynch, she goes for a drop kick, a leg drop, and she runs, and she literally goes. She doesn't get any height at all. It looks like she was going to do a kick to the head. It's like some lame drop kick. Oh, it's so sad, so sad. Becky Lynch is like sleepwalking through this match here. Now, Lyra, she got this massive, Northern Light suplex right onto, it was really nice. Got that on, Kiana. But here's the thing. It's Tiffany Stratton. She breaks up the pin. She does a double axe handle. She blows up. She double axe handles. She misses Lyra Valkyria and double axe handles Kiana James right in the stomach. It was weird. It was hilarious. Anyways, now they do a fantastic move. Now it is Lyra and Becky Lynch. They get in the ring there together, and then they do double team move. They both get their opponent there, and they climb on the top rope. They drape the other opponent to the ropes. Each of them drape their opponent to the ropes, and they're doing mirroring each other on either side of the ring. Becky and Lyra, and it's going to be a big drop kick. Becky Lynch showcasing that she's sleepwalking through this. Now, Becky Lynch does love, I say this, every time Becky Lynch is fighting, guaranteed she's going to go into the ropes. 100%. Now, why she only went on the second ropes? Maybe she's building up. So she goes on the second rope, and like always, Becky Lynch never will she go vertical. She never goes vertical. She always goes horizontal. So she horizontally slides out and with another half-ass leg drop. And then Lyra Valkyria. She shows how it's done. Top rope, axe kick, leg drop. Beautiful. I thought she retired that one. But she brings it out and she just kicks the hell out of Kiana James. Leg drops hell out of Kiana James. It was beautiful, gotta say. Just from the heaven, it's like gorgeous. But the move of the night, oh my goodness. It is Tiffany Stratton. She's pulling out the moonsault now. The moonsault, she's done it once before, and there's another moonsault. She just absolutely beautiful. So she just lands a moonsault, but doesn't work. Doesn't get the pin. Becky Lynch eventually gets tagged back in, and she does her big, she finally goes to the top rope and does a pretty decent drop kick off the top rope there. Kiana James really gets smashed with that one. Now, Tiffany Stratton comes in to try to help out, but it comes a 2-on-1. This is where Becky Lynch takes out both with, one is like a DDT, and one's a inverted DDT, and the other one, Tiffany Stratton takes an inverted DDT, while, Kiana James takes a regular DDT, and they both take DDTs. It's hilarious. Tiffany Stratton rolls out of the ring there. Kiana James then They scuffle, Kiana James and Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch gets the version of a manhandle slam. She picks her up, she throws her down. She tags in, Lyra Valkyria, who goes to the top rope with actually looking very beautiful form. She does like a frog splash. Not really quite a frog splash, but it is like a dive out of the air, like a swan. It is beautiful. And then just like that, it is over within 13 minutes. But before the day's over, while Lyra and Becky Lynch are celebrating, it is Tiffany Stratton comes from behind with the chair, whammo, hitting Becky Lynch in the back. And then taking out some Lyra Valkyria with the chair, doing some fancy chair work. Taking out some Becky Lynch, chairs to the back. She's making a statement. Whoa, it's going to be Tiffany Stratton. She definitely again, Tiffany Stratton outclassed just about everybody in this match. It was a good match. I liked it. It was good, even though Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch won. But with the moral victory, it's Tiffany Stratton, over top of Becky Lynch's body with her title in her hand, or once her title will soon be again. Tiffany Stratton looking good. Now, with that said, that does wrap it up for this week's episode of the NXT. Now for our podcast listeners, stay tuned for some SmackDown after this short break. But for the podcast, or for our YouTube viewer, this is it for today's episode. Please stay tuned for our next episode. I've been your host, Lip Hazlewood, for the wrestling show, saying, I'll see you next time.